ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly all children, it's my really great pleasure to be here today to confirm our acquisition of Cypress Gardens first of all, but more importantly to talk about our important plans for it. And I think right at the start what I want to do is get the suspense out of the way and reveal Florida's worst kept secret, and that is the arrival and the introduction to Florida of Legoland Florida. You know, Walt Disney once famously remarked to all of his executives, remember guys, this all started with a mouse. Well, in the case of Legoland, it all started with a humble Lego brick back in 1949. And since then, that Lego brick has fired the imagination of countless millions of children, spanning generations and geographies. It is without question one of the strongest brands in the world today. At the centre of every Legoland park is a mini-land, and that mini-land is a meticulous recreation in Lego bricks of famous buildings and landmarks from that particular location in the country in which the Legoland is located. You won't believe the detail of these Lego models. Fantastic. But surrounding that mini-land are a whole load of other Lego-themed lands, where the emphasis is on kids engaging and learning and playing and having fun together and with their parents, so they can learn to drive in the Lego driving school and get a Lego driving license. They can build robots and program them. They can create supercars, race against dad, see if they can beat his supercar. Amazing how many dads always want to try and build a car faster than their kids. They can explore lost civilizations and combat baddies with laser guns. They can race other families on the fire academy to put a fire out. Again, very competitive when dad gets going. They can let off steam in colourful Duplo play areas, immerse themselves in fantastic 4D film presentations, ride state-of-the-art rides and roller coasters appropriate to the age group, which is between 2 and 12, and at every corner discover Lego friends. It is a truly unique theme park concept. And what I would put it to you like is there are a lot of very good theme parks, particularly in the state of Florida, but what they do predominantly is put people on rides and do things to them. It's a passive form of entertainment. Legoland turns that on its head. Its predominant focus is to have the child engaged in doing things and interacting with the environment and with the attraction. Truly unique. And if I take you back to November 2008 when I first set foot in Cypress Gardens for the first time, I could not begin to tell you, the hairs on the back of my neck stood up. It was evocative, it was beautiful, it was unique. It was love at first sight. And that was just exactly what all my colleagues felt as well. There were obvious practical benefits to this site as well. There is an infrastructure. This park has been welcoming 1 million visitors a year for some time. It's had a lot of money spent on it. It's a functioning theme park with all the links and the amenities and other resources in place. So Legoland Florida will not only be the biggest of our Legoland parks to date, but in my view it will be one of, if not the most beautiful theme parks in the world. And because, and this is important, of what has already happened here, we plan to spend a substantial amount of money between now and the end of next year and have this park open as Legoland Florida by the end of 2011, which will be a pretty rapid turnaround, unheard of, I think, in theme park experience. When we do that, we will create a total of over 1,000 new jobs, and that's just from our direct operations. There will be a wider economic impact, I'm sure, and our plan will be developed further to turn Legoland Florida into a world-class resort where people don't just come for a day trip, but they come and stay for 2 or 3 days. And as you may guess from my examples of our other theme parks in Europe, the botanical gardens will always be part of the compelling reason why people should come here. It's one of the things that makes it unique, one of the things that makes it special. And I can assure any of you that were concerned that the gardens of Cypress Gardens are very, very safe in our hands.
We have a few presentations before we are closing off. First of all, we'd like to ask Governor Christian Nigvani to step forward. We studied what the state's official symbols are and found that the state of Florida's animal is a panther. We have asked our designers in Legoland, California to put together a presentation of a Florida panther, and we've developed this panther cup out of about 6,200 Lego elements. And it is just like Legoland Florida, young and ready to grow here in Winter Haven. Thank you very much. And maybe ask Senator Deji Alexander to come forward. So we were looking at another key symbol which we thought may be appropriate to officially hand over to you. And certainly the state of Florida is very famous also for oranges. So we have developed an orange that is different in two respects. Of course it is different because it's made out of Lego bricks. The other thing that makes it different is that this is a completely frost-resistant orange, which might be appreciated at the moment. And maybe ask Chairman English also please to come forward. We appreciate the cooperation we have around the world with the communities that we are working in, and are very, very proud of those relationships, and certainly look forward to work also here with the Polk County. So we have, as a token of our appreciation, developed a copy of the county seal in Lego elements. One of our designers worked on this project for 40 hours to come up with this seal, and this is developed like the other Lego models by our model group out of Legoland in California. There will be about 40 million of these Lego bricks put in use when the park opens. So to give a little bit of perspective of that, we would like to present you the first 100,000 Lego bricks that we will seed here today as sort of the start of the growth of Legoland California. Sorry, Legoland Florida, I'm sorry. Sorry. Thank you very much. So these are the first about 100,000 elements. I take on everyone that likes to count and check the numbers. Welcome to do that. We couldn't talk about a children's theme park without inviting some children, so we are especially proud that a lot of the children here today are from Florida Baptist Children's Home, so thank you to you also for coming out. Really appreciate that. And in just a few minutes, you'll be invited to dive in and play in the Lego bricks, and any of the adults, of course, is more than welcome to do that as well.
Retain the water skiing shows.
Yeah, I was saying that earlier. I mean, we think we can potentially put a Lego twist on them. We do stunt water shows in our other parks. And I think when you've got the Stadia and you've got the Lego intellectual property, Johnny Thunder and the like, we think we can do something with that. Nothing's for definite yet, everything's under consideration, but it would be a shame to lose that fantastic sort of lakefront opportunity. And of course it's all capacity if you're but some of the rides that were sold off were ones that we were happy to see them sell, because they were either box standard round rides that have no place in a Legoland park, or they were probably earring into teenager appeal, which is not where we want to be.
What about the historic roller coasters? Do you know if they'll stay?
Well, you know, there are two wooden roller coasters, and you know, we haven't made definite decisions yet. We think we only need one.
So you mentioned that the botanical gardens will remain. What about the other Cypress Garden elements, the southern bells? And they thought of keeping those?
Yeah, we've got to think about all of that. I mean, to my mind, the botanical gardens define the site, define the character and the atmosphere, and like the Alton Towers Gardens do that I was referring to, like the grounds around Warwick Castle do, like the grounds around Legoland do. So, that's absolutely, I know people will worry, but that's why I went out of my way to say, what our approach is. Everything else will have to be taken under review.
Are you going to retain the name Cypress Gardens in any way?
The destination that we're marketing to visitors will be Legoland Florida, and in time it will become Legoland Florida Resort. One of the things that we're considering, given that the botanical gardens will remain, a specific attraction, is whether the botanical gardens retain the name Cypress Gardens. So you come to see Cypress Gardens at the Legoland Florida Resort. So I'm not making any firm commitments there, so please don't quote me as doing that, but it's not illogical for us to be thinking down that line.
What about the water parks? What will happen with the water park?
Well, as I said, we may look to find the water park.
The water park.
We think the water park is a fine, it's a recently invested water park. It provides a lot of entertainment. We continue to probably reopen that as well.
Will it be a separate ticket or
yes.
part of? Okay.
And that's part of that resort proposition I'm going on about.
Will it become something like what you're developing in California, the Legoland water park?
Well, that's, what we're doing in Legoland this year is the first out-and-out Legoland water park, and we think it's groundbreaking because actually we wouldn't do just a box standard water park at Legoland. It has to have interactivity in it. So we're putting some very interesting new twists on water park experience that really make it uniquely Lego. And if that works as well as we think it will, then obviously we're going to look at other parks in the group and say, well, can we apply it there?